we're getting way ahead of ourselves, so we don't even have the records to look at this point. So
Yeah,
let
I
us
know.
get the records and then we can like entertain those kind of things. Also, it's really preferable from where I'm sitting that we not discuss this publicly at this point any more than necessary. And the reason, other than really just procedurally, and the reason is I don't want the board members who may be judging this eventually down the road, if their complaints are filed, I don't want them like pre-contaminated by all of this discussion prior to the investigation being completed and the investigating board members making a recommendation as to what to do.
Rob, as much as I respect what you're saying, based on my experience already with the Guam Board of Medical Examiners who refused to meet with me in their investigation, you know that, you yourself said it was a problem they regret. They refused to meet with the investigation. They refused to mitigate their own conflicts of interest. They refused to tell us the results of the investigation and then put it into the newspaper. And also based on my experience with Allied Board, I'm sorry, I'm not able to do that. I'm only I can do is speak about what happened to my son at the hospital. And if that has to do with the nurses and the newspaper or the media and people who are affected by it, I'm sorry. But based on my experience, based on what the Guam Board of Medical Examiners and Nathaniel Berg did, not even meeting with us. Imagine that, an investigation. Rob, you know, an investigation, they don't meet with the parent who's there with the child who's dying at the clinic. They refuse. But then they come out with their report to the public media. Well, if I'm going to listen to you, maybe that report shouldn't have been issued. So I'm sorry, Rob. I speak publicly. That's how I do things. I'll hold signs in front of the hospital and I will put protests about what's going on in medical care in Guam. And the purpose is not to bring Asher back. The purpose is so another family doesn't go through the same hell that we went through and that we are going through. And the other purpose is so if nurses are being abused at the hospital, are being taken advantage of because of the immigration status and being yelled at by doctors, that needs to be something done with that now, not a year from now. And by the way, that's a separate issue. And I actually, when I sent the email to Zinnia about this and to the senator, I gave examples of it, spoke to the doctors I spoke to. I even have an email right here from a different doctor who talked about the same thing. So these are this is public information. This is important for people to be aware of. And I know the Guam Board of Nurses Examiners have heard of this. You can't sit there and not hear of nurses being abused. So with all due respect, Rob, okay, I'm talking too much.
Mr. Lubofsky, thank you. This is Bernadette again, the chair. We appreciate the what you're